month of July 2025. Hello, my fabulous bulls. And I got me a new kitten, not like purposely. It was more like if I didn't get him, he would have died and starved to death. He's the runt of the litter, and he has three, four, well, I think he has four baby brothers and sisters that are twice his size. And so one night he was like sitting, like crying all night, woke the birds up, woke me up. We were all like, oh my God, the birds were absolutely freaking out. And I was like, it was like, baby, go back to bed. And like he kept at my window all night long. And then finally, he didn't stop crying. Like he would like cry for an hour and then he would sleep for an hour, cry for an hour, sleep for an hour. So finally, I went outside to go look and I saw this sad little kitten just sitting there on my stoop, looking all sad. And I was like, "Oh." So I decided to go rescue his little butt. So yeah, so this is Captain Whiskers. I wanted to name him Captain Save-A-Ho because he was pathetic, but my son said, "No, mommy, his name is Whiskers, Captain Whiskers." And I was like, "Okay, you like Captain Whiskers?" And he was like, "Yes, I like Captain Whiskers." So this is Captain Whiskers. He's very, very needy. He's very needy for me. So this is what he does. Anyways, I think he's trying to go to sleep right now because he had a big, big dinner. So, anyways, on the 4th at 11:31 a.m., Venus enters Gemini and it moves into your second house. Watch your spending because as quickly as money comes in, this little hoe is going to spend your damn money like a happy little hooker that she is. You may have to reassess your finances or your sense of values. What you own has deeper personal significance, so you can be losing your cell phone on this day. For some of you, you can be looking for another source of income. This is not the most auspicious time to start a new business endeavor because we're going into Mercury shadow period on the 5th, and then on the 19th or the 11th starts Mercury in retrograde till the no, on the 19th starts Mercury in retrograde. On the 11th, Mercury goes direct, but on the 25th, it will be officially direct in August. Okay. So this is a time period here not to start new business endeavors, but to kind of strategize and plan and see if you want to do it. Some of you, this could be like seasonal things that you're doing at this time or a seasonal business endeavor that you're doing, like for Ren Fair, for example. This is a great time for brainstorming ideas for earning money or managing your finances. Be open to exploring different possibilities and don't be afraid to step out of your comfort zone this month. On the 4th of July, Neptune goes retrograde at 5:33 p.m. The rose color glasses got broken and thrown out. And then this general from Full Metal Jacket showed up and he said, "Get the hell over yourself and strap your bootstraps up." And I started crying. And he was like, "Stop your crying." And I was like, so this is going to feel for some of you like a heavy energy time because it's not in Pisces where it's like, oh, depression. It's kind of like you're trying to have your depression, and Neptune in retrograde in Aries is like, smack out of it, And it's like, oh, it's like, did she just slap me? And you can't, and then it's going to make you depressed because you can't go there. So you can be all up in your head trying to go into depression, but this energy won't let you. You can be going into hermit mode. You prefer to work behind the scenes. I feel like you can start to see things a little bit differently. There's a lot of epiphanies, a lot of self realizations, possibly even healing and moving on from certain situations in your life during this time period because you're more analytical in your way of thinking. See, this is Captain Whiskers. Captain Whiskers, look how small he is. This is the size of my hand. He has to be over 6 weeks old because he started feeding. He started eating like dry foods. So yeah, he a little boy too. So, but his brothers and sisters are a lot more bigger than him. So my ex-husband was saying that basically the runts, once you feed them and take care of them, are normally the bigger ones. So hopefully he'll grow to be bigger than them. So this could be a time where you're more analytical in your way of thinking. You're very much the realist at this time. You're going to love this energy and run with this energy because you're more ambitious and making things happen for yourself. You can also be working on yourself, going back to rehab, quitting bad habits. You can be about mind body consciousness. Hi, Deandra. You're going to be very protective of your giving energy, and you may stay out of family drama and crisis because you don't got no time for that shit. Okay. And some of you, you're going to be feeling like you have crossed the matrix. Like it's a so different energy from what we went through with Neptune and Pisces being in retrograde and stuff. Oh, thank you so much, yo boy. I appreciate the love. Thank you. So this is gonna be kind of like, thank you for the 9.99, yo boy. So this is gonna be like crossing the matrix. When I say crossing the matrix, it's like reality. Your reality is not gonna look the same anymore, and you're gonna start to see things a lot differently than you would normally perceive things. And you may not be scared anymore or overly cautious or overly thinking of things. Like you're going to see, like I have, when Pluto, I felt that way when Pluto went into Aquarius, and I felt like life was a little bit different. It really made me reevaluate things like, what is the purpose of everything that is happening? What is the purpose of all this? Like, what am I doing? But it also made me kind of depressed too, because because you can't take everything with you, and you're not guaranteed this life afterwards, and no matter how good you do, you're not guaranteed that you're going to get like this rich, fabulous lifestyle in the next life. You're not guaranteed that I'm going to be an astrologer next life, you know last life I was a rich old grandma in Haiti, that was a bitch, and had a lot of lessons with money, and same lessons with the other same family members. And in this life, I'm an astrologer. you know so you're not guaranteed a lot of the stuff that you're going to get. So it's kind of like that kind of like matrix energy. It's like you're not guaranteed things, so it's like, what's the point in like having all these beautiful things? What's the point of having like diamonds and stuff, because you can't carry them with you when you're dead, and they're not going to be there with you with your dead. So what's the point so it's kind of like everything that you have is temporary. So it's like you enjoy the things that you want and know that it's going to be temporary. So it's kind of like that kind of matrix thinking, and you're really going to feel that separation, So it's going to be such a different feeling. If some of you, it may cause depression, some of you may not. Some of you, it really may make you want to change your life around. You have control over your emotional self a lot better. Okay. Others of you, you could be more about, quitting bad habits like drinking and stuff like that. And this could be like you getting out of a depression. Some of you, it may not be like that. It could be a heavy energy time for you, because it's not such an easy energy to deal with, because you're trying to go and put your brain back into depression and stuff, and you want to be depressed. And then this one is kind of like, get the hell over yourself, bitch. And it's like, I don't want to get over myself, bitch, So then on the 7th, big energy time at 3:47 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, Uranus goes into the sign of Gemini, into your second house of money. So this is going to be a time where you're going to be making money differently. This is a great time for those of you who are already using the internet and online businesses to make money at this time with this energy here. So this is a beautiful energy time for that. So this is a long transit that normally lasts for about 4 to 5 years. Let me see if I can see when it comes. Let me see. And this is a time of like the hippie era. So a lot of you who are already hippie mentality, you're really going to love this. And you're going to love this energy because this is all about social reform and changes, and psychological changes. Think of the hippie era in the 1960s. It's that. Make love, not war, man. So we're going to kind of go back into that. I don't feel like we're gonna have a World War III. Alrighty. I feel like this like thing going on between Israel and Iran may end, because it's like a lot of self-realization. Like, what is the point of doing this? You guys are losing houses. You guys are being homeless. For what? For what? What are we fighting for? Because like a bunch of people want to come and move in and stuff and help create an economy. That's not a bad thing. Help them get on their feet and help them do what they got to do. So this is going to last until like 2033, because Uranus got, or 2032, because Uranus go back into Gemini, and then it officially goes into Cancer. So this is a long transit during this time period with your money. So during this time period, right now it's direct, it's well aspected. You can have a lot of ups. So this is a great time for online businesses, and you can have, and then when Uranus goes retrograde, you can have a lot of downs with money. Okay, so during this time period, while it's direct, save your monies. Okay, for a lot of you, you're dealing with media and social media, or dealing with online stuff, web designing, or unusual jobs. This is a beautiful energy time for you money wise. But then when Uranus goes direct, you need to save your monies at this time. Okay, so don't go spending your monies everywhere. This can also be money worries when Uranus goes into retrograde here, or you're feeling more restricted, because now with Uranus and Gemini, you're all about your independence, women's lips, women's rights. You're all about social reform and changing the world, and your freedom and your individuality. You're very much about your independence. You're very individualistic, and you show it again through your clothes and what you wear and how you wear your hairs at this time, and how you express your individuality with this energy here, and having no shits given about what other people think. Saturn and Neptune in retrograde at this time, you may find yourself being more open and honest in your communication here, because Uranus in Gemini deals with communications. So at this time, you may feel like you got to express yourself, or else, you're not living your true authentic self at this time. So you're more open and honest in your communications here, which can lead to complete overhaul of your financial strategies, a more flexible approach right now, because Uranus is direct, not when Uranus in retrograde, because then you're going to feel oppressed. You're going to feel like you need to rebel. I mean, you're going to be desperate. You're going to be thirsty bitches, okay? You might explore new avenues with your income, experiment with different investment strategies. Not the best time to do it because Mercury is in retrograde, so please don't do that. Wait until after the 25th, okay? And you might explore new avenues of income, experiment with different investment strategies, or even redefine the understanding of wealth, okay? This is called a reinvention, both on a personal level with your individuality. Like I got my hippie girls, my mushroom heads, I got my emos on here. Like, you want to see people do it up, go look at a Taurus, okay? They're that one that looks like a weirdo, but you know what? You like being a weirdo, and you love expressing yourself. So, this is like urging you to embrace change. And I feel like a lot of you are going to love being about your authentic self. Then on the 10th, at 4:37 p.m., the full moon in Capricorn here in the ninth house, not the easiest energy time period here. I will not be surprised if we have martial law somewhere in this country, probably back either in Florida, or we're going to have it because we have hurricanes coming up, or we're going to have it in California again. Okay. You can be rehashing the past in your head and having a hard time letting go of the past. So this is a lot of PTSD coming up at this time here as well. But also this could be healing. And because Neptune is retrograde, it's going to put things into perspective of you. Also, don't look at what everybody else is doing, because we all struggling. We just all, it's like looking at a book, and some books are like leather bound and fancy, like the book from like Hocus Pocus. Like, I really want that book with the eyeball, and you're thinking, oh my God, that's a cool book. But then that book has the eyeball sticking out for a damn reason. And then you open it up, you're like, oh, good God, so it's kind of like that. So it's kind of like, oh, so, don't judge people for what they look like or their appearance, because you could be very jealous of other people at this time with this energy. You're not getting along with those in authority, landlord, housing. It could be also your worries and anxieties are coming up in your dreams and bringing about nightmares. Travel should be avoided, and care should be exercised in interactions with foreigners at this time with this energy. So there could be some cultural misunderstandings here as well. You can be going through it emotionally, and a lot of you can suffer because you're not over certain things going on in your life, and you have a hard time processing and letting go of change. Okay. So this could also be change happening here, and you could be really fighting against change at this time. Your belief systems can be changing. You have to become more disciplined and indifferent in the face of adversary. Don't have no feelings, just continue trucking through. Traditions, responsibilities, regulations are going through a period of revision and breakdown. Sakate is often concerned because the limitations that were placed no longer apply. You may feel vulnerable vulnerable and find yourself preoccupied with very depressing thoughts at this time. You may have to deal with corruption at work on some kind of level or some kind of injustice going on in your life with this energy. Then on the 13th at 12:07 a.m., Saturn goes into retrograde, and this is in your 12th house again. So for some of you here, Saturn is in Aries. Again, a different discussion between Saturn and Pisces here. So this is a time period where, you were reevaluating relationships in Pisces. In Aries, you're kind of taking back your power, okay? And with this energy, it's really going to challenge you, especially if you're not doing nothing with this energy. So if you're sitting on your hands at home drinking a beer, guess what? You're going to make a lot of bad decisions with that beer. So don't drink and drive and stuff like that because you may be tempted. And this is the house of karma. So you may have like a lot of karma at this time coming up here and pay attention to your challenges because it's showing you the areas of your life that you need to work on and change at this time to put you back on the right path that you need to be on. This is a time of introspection. You're focusing on past experience, emotional processing, and potentially unresolved karmic debts. And this could be dealing with other people in your life as well. Okay. And this is going to come in the form of money. So focus on the money part, and the money part, focus on the numerology of it. So add up all the money of how much you spent on this person or how much the situation has cost you, and then get to the main number. And that is the karmic lesson that you have to learn with this person. Okay. So this could also be a time of introspection, particularly focusing on past experiences, emotional processing at this time, feelings of loneliness, depression, or difficulty expressing your emotions. So you could be going into hermit mode at this time with this energy here. You don't want to be vulnerable to other people at this time. So you tend to be very secretive, but also a time of spiritual growth and self-discovery here. Okay. Focusing on karmic lessons and needing to address past actions and your consequences. This placement can manifest as feelings of loneliness, depressions, or difficulty expressing your emotions. Also brings up fears related to failure or lack of confidence. So you may have to work on your self-worth and your self-value. On the 24th at 3:11 p.m., we have the new moon in Leo here, and we have Mercury in retrograde here till the 11th, but it's officially direct on the 25th. Okay. So during this time period with the planets in Leo, we have a stellium in Leo in your fourth house. This could be you definitely going into hermit mode, focusing on do-it-yourself projects, because your home, it might end up being a home of expression and how you express yourself. So some of you could be redesigning your home to fit your mood or to express what you're going through at this time, or you could really get into like HGTV projects during this time period as well. For others of you, this could be a move happening, traveling coming up for some of you, not all of you, because I know the sun in the three or four houses does not like to travel. Even though you're a Taurus rising or a sun in Taurus in the first three houses, you do not like to freaking travel. Okay, so it's kind of like I ain't freaking traveling, and I know. And this could be for some of you traveling coming up. You're likely to be stuck in obligations to home and family. Yeah, for others of you, the focus is going to be on estate matters, dealing with relocation here at this time. So this is not the easiest time living with live-in relationships, especially with the women in your life. I feel like this is a time where you kind of really assert your dominance in relationships and with other people. So my female bulls can really be about women's lib at this time here and really dominating their marriages. So my male bulls may not particularly like that at this time with this energy here, or other cross watchers who are watching for their female bulls may not like their female bulls at this time because they're very independent and they're kind of dominating their partner at this time because they're all about women's lib. Okay, Pluto's in retrograde opposing Vulcan here in the fourth and 10th house. So definitely love relationships are going to suffer here because somebody like women's lib wants everything to be fair and equal and being all about women's rights at this time with this energy here. And, and that's going to be the conundrum and that's always been the conundrum because men have their duties, women have their duties. And I know like a lot of you are like, oh shit, here we go. But, there's that male and female energy. It's okay to be a shark and a pit bull, when it comes to things like when I bought this house, I was a freaking shark. I was a venomous pit bull. I broke down this house and I explained why this house was not $110,000. I was like, no way in hell I'm gonna pay it. Nobody gonna pay 110,000. And then on top of that, it's on a main pipeline too. Are you freaking kidding me? This is an investment property. For real, this is an investment property because like a lot of the houses where I live, like there's like $1 million houses and stuff. So I'm sitting on this house for right now, but this is an investment property. And so, I was smart with it and I got it knocked down a lot. Like I said, unless you made this, like if you updated everything, I would have paid more for it. But I said, you didn't update shit. Okay. You didn't update shit. And then you want me to pay how much for it? I ain't paying that much. Shit, no. So I was like, unless you're just selling the land, then break down the house, I'll buy the land from you. But they weren't selling. So it's kind of like that, know when to be a shark and a dominating dog, but don't be a dominating dog and a shark in your relationship, because then what's going to happen in the long-term relationships, 5, 6 years from now, you're going to want your man to be the masculine, and they're going to be so pussy whooped by you that they're going to be scared to do anything, and you're going to feel like you do everything in the relationship and you don't get and he don't do nothing. And that's not true. He's scared to do anything because you go pussy whoop him to death with your pussy and be like, bow down to me, and he's going to be like, yes ma'am, yes ma'am, and he's going to be so scared of you that he's not going to want to do nothing. So this is something to think about here. So dial back your female lib stuff and let the man be a man and do what they got to do. Let them be in the driver's seat. I know a lot of women are going to be like, no, 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 but I've been in a long-term relationship for 14 years and I never had a problem. And I've seen women up here dominate their men and they got lots of problems with that man. But you're supposed to be fighting in a relationship. Yes, there's supposed to be some fighting, but not all the damn time. Okay, that's not peaceful. So it's up to you what you want to do with that energy, but just be aware to dial back the female energy, because you're not going to like it when you're in your 50s here and this person's like ignoring you and finding every excuse in the book to be outside. Okay, away from you because they don't want to fight with you. So this is something to think about here. You're very much about your human rights, your civil rights at this time with this energy, especially my female bulls here with this energy. Alrighty. So then on the 22nd, at 9:29 a.m., the sun enters Leo. There's special needed attention to your personal life and family life. Your relationships with old men or your father may change. You may have obligations to take care of in these areas. Older people may feel a sense of isolation or loneliness. A change of residence is possible. The focus could be on father, and this could also be your partner as well. With this energy, for some of you here, this could be them starting a new chapter in their life. Special attention is now needed in personal and family matters. Your relationships with older men or father or your husband may become difficult, or you may have obligations in regards to them, or the focus is going to be on them. This could also be them dealing with health issues, God forbid, during this time period. Then on the 24th at 3:11 p.m., the new moon in Leo in the fourth house, the focus is on your home and personal life during this time period. You can be going into hermit mode. You may prefer to entertain at the home. This could also be a family reunion coming up, or you could be reconciling the past relationships, especially with family members, for right now, because we're all doing this on a Mercury retrograde. Okay. For some of you, this is going into hippie mode and being very thoughtful at this time and making things for your Leo friends to celebrate their birthdays, or you just want to make things for your friends at this time with this energy to show that you love them. You can be very creative at this time in making things for others, and that is how you show love, is making, cooking. Okay, this is common to feel that you don't know where you stand in your relationships with women, and that your domestic arrangements can be chaotic and uncertain at this time. This often represents a period of domestic uncertainty where relationships in your life are in doubt. Okay, the first card I come up with is the Empress card. You benefit through mother at this time period as well, and you could be also moving in with mother at this time with this energy here. It's all good for now, but then come the new moon, it may not be all good with this energy, because you guys could be overstepping your boundaries. Again, you could be trying to dominate your relationships, so I would be careful with telling other people what to do and how to live their lives, especially other adults, because it may not work out for you. So control the things that you can control at this time. Control yourself, control your surroundings, clean your house, but don't be telling other people what to do at this time, because come that 24th, other people will be looking at you like, you're not a good roommate, okay? The Two of Swords, I feel like with this energy here that this is a time of introspection and retrospection. At this time, this could be a time of your mommy issues coming out, or you reevaluating your relationships with mother and how mother raised you. The Moon card, very creative time for you with this energy here as well. So you can be coming up with money making ideas. You can be more in tune to your feminine energy. You can be more creative, more empathetic at this time with this energy. The Two of Cups shows emotional support. So somebody in your life can be giving you that emotional support that you need at this time and can be more in your picture. Others of you, you benefit through the women in your life during this time period. The Two of Coins, I feel like you can be focusing more on family this month and just like your relationships with friends who are like family, and that's it, and sticking to the waters that you know at this time with this energy here. Okay, the Knight of Cups, blessings onto the universe with this energy here as well. For some of you, this could be a new love relationship. This could be you creating a stable foundation with this person, dating and getting to know this person as well with this energy here. The Temperance card, you can be more about your sanity, enjoying the simpler things in life during this time period. The Hermit card, this is a time to continue working hard for what you want and don't rest on your laurels during this time period. Continue working hard for your success with this energy here, because success can be around the corner. The Death card, there's a lot of growth happening for you with career and with money. So career could be doing very well at this time and can start to take off for you with this energy. So don't rest on your laurels. The Strength card is your hard work and perseverance paying off. For some of you here, there is a new love coming into your life, and you two can have like a lot of emotional compatibility with each other. The death card here, I feel like for some of you, you could be trying to control the changes that are coming up in your life here, or trying to control the dialogue here. You're not trying to make a decision as a way to manipulate a situation. Some of you could be dealing with like a love relationship here, an on again, off again relationship, and your silence speaks a lot at this time. And it's kind of like controlling the narrative of like your absence. And it's like, this is what my silence feels like if you're not going to act right, kind of situation. And my male bulls could definitely be sending out signals like that and what you won't tolerate. But instead of expressing that, you're going to do that by avoiding. Okay. So you could be avoiding somebody at this time with this energy here as well. For others of you, this is a time to go with the flow and release control, because you're inhibiting the changes that you want at this time with this energy here. Okay. For some of you, you're very cautious coming into something new with this energy here as well. Others of you, if you're not planning on getting pregnant, this could be, fatherhood. All right. So for some of you here, you could be getting somebody knocked up at this time. So no love without the glove. Okay. So, if you don't want no baby, then, avoid this. But for some of you here, this is fatherhood. All right. I see the Five of Wands, on the job training coming up at this time with this energy here. The Ten of Coins, an emphasis on more money. So your financial situation is definitely going to turn around at this time for the better. It's a good time for business picking up during this time period as well. Despite the amount that others have depended on you in the past, it isn't your role right now to play Captain Save a Ho in other people's lives. Okay. So at this time, with Neptune going in retrograde in your 12th house and Saturn going in retrograde in your 12th house, you are more about you and your needs and your wants at this time with this energy here as well. So you are more about your desire for receive for the self alone. The King of Coins talks about financial stability, business picking up at this time with this energy here. So more money coming to you, feeling more grounded at this time. The Three of Swords, a purging happening. Some of you, somebody's obsessed with you at this time, but they're scared to come in with this energy. They're possibly like already spoken for. So that's why they're scared to come in because they're already married. For others of you, I feel like this could also be whoever, whatever has to leave your life, let them leave your life with this energy. Or there is an ex ex that wants to come back into your life at this time. So it's up to you what you want to do. The Seven of Cups, somebody from your past wants to come back in. So there's lots of thoughts of future, future, future coming up. So a lot of you already know who this person is that's coming back into your life. So there's second chances. I see online dating for some of you here as well. The Fool card deals with new beginnings here with this energy, a blase blase kind of energy is coming up for you as well. The Ace of Wands, taking creative risk at this time. Open to new possibilities and new beginnings coming into your life at this time with this energy here. This is a time period of abundance with Uranus direct. So, like I said, when Uranus goes retrograde, you need to use that time period to save your money. Okay. So, whatever money that you make at this time, try to save it away for a rainy day. Okay. I feel like for some of you here, you're more about saving your money anyways at this time. You could be a bit more realistic with your spending or how you save money. The Wheel of Fortune, okay, it's in reverse. So for some of you here, I feel like you are the captain of your ship at this time. You're making decisions to stay put where you are. So, and you're trying to control the dynamics around you. So you're not trying to grow and change. So this could be missed opportunities coming up. You may have opportunities to grow somewhere else. And that's the problem. It's somewhere else. It's not the store that you want at this time. So you're going to sit on your hands about the changes that are coming up, and you're not going to change at this time because you want something specific with this energy. Well, this is something to think about, but part of that thing that is coming up, even though it's temporary, may be that part that needs to help you change. So you need to work on compromising and being comfortable with being uncomfortable, because that part that looks uncomfortable and makes no sense could be that thing that's going to make sense and work out for you very easily. Okay. But you're going to take the hard way instead of the easy way. Okay. So some of you are making your life a little bit difficult at this time when it comes to things that you want with this energy. All righty. Because it's not exactly how you wanted it. All righty. The Ten of Cups, I see you happy on a financial level and an emotional level, anyways, with this energy. Okay. So if you do decide to take this unexpected opportunity, things are going to change. Also, this is a recovery period for you as well with this energy. But again, you're trying to control the narrative and the dynamics. You're going through changes at this time, and don't control it. Just go with the flow. Don't push the energy. Don't make things happen. Don't get antsy because things are not happening. Just go with the flow. Okay. So you can expect a lot of delays during this time period and nothing really happening, maybe until the end, but things are happening. The Six of Coins, gratitude is the attitude at this time. You have gone through a lot of changes and a lot of beautiful things have happened to you during this time period of last year, since October till now. So just be in a place of appreciative. This is a time of new beginnings at this time with this energy, but at this time, you have to let go of something in order to complete this new beginning here. So you need to take full advantage of this opportunity. You'll get whatever you want, but only at certain times of your life. Okay, so whatever you had for a very long time, you need to let go of it. The Queen of Wands, I do see new love coming up for you. I do see another source of income happening for you as well. The Ace of Swords, I feel like with this energy here, you're delving into certainty. Very ambitious at this time with this energy. You're like a bulldozer when it comes to things that you want or the changes that you want to make in your life at this time. So this is you trying to create the narrative. Okay. Hi, Natalia. This is you trying to create the narrative with the story that you want to tell. Okay, so be careful with that. The Queen of Coins, I feel like for some of you here, you have an opportunity to meet someone new. This could be making a new friend. Some of you, this could be making a new lover here in the process, despite the energies that be, it can happen. And I feel like, you two have a connection with each other. Some of you, this person is going to be in a love affair. Okay. Some of you, this could be an affair happening at this time with this energy. And you could be talking to somebody new during this time, but this person is already married and spoken for with this energy. But you two may have an instant connection because you two knew each other from a past life, not necessarily a soulmate energy. It just depends what's going on with your compatibility report. Okay. The Four of Cups, I do feel like this is a time for leadership and growth here with this energy. The King of Cups, I feel like for some of you here, this is a time of soulmates. A traditional dating is going on at this time because you know what time it is with this energy. You have a deep connection with this person as well. I feel also this is a great time for those of you who are self-employed this month. So make sure you save your money. Okay. Show your love and support to your girl Marie and make sure to like, subscribe, and share. Right now I'm at 4,046 subscribers. So make sure to like, subscribe, and share. And thank you, Yo Boy, for the 10. I really appreciate the love energy. So kisses. Mwah.